Film adaptations of video games are more often than not unsuccessful, but there's hope on the horizon. Here's a rundown of the new Mortal Kombat trailer, and the small details that may have slipped past you in the midst of its ultra-violent glory. Right off the bat, the trailer for 2021's Mortal Kombat gives audiences a good look at one of the property's most prolific and popular entities, Sub-Zero. Portrayed here by Joe Taslim. Throughout the trailer's runtime, Sub-Zero gives everyone a bad day. Naturally, during his rampage, Sub-Zero utilizes his Cryomancer abilities, freezing his opponents and using ice-based weaponry against them. He even creates an ice wall, which gamers can perform when they play as Sub-Zero in Mortal Kombat 11. One interesting thing to note about this particular Sub-Zero incarnation is that his real name is Bi-Han, a fact that director Simon McQuoid revealed in his trailer breakdown for IGN. For longtime players of the Mortal Kombat video games, the name Bi-Han should ring some bells. He was the first to take on the Sub-Zero mantle. Bi-Han appeared under the frosty alias only in the first Mortal Kombat game, where he quickly met his demise and granted his younger brother, Kuai Liang, the chance to follow in his footsteps. However, Bi-Han eventually rose from the grave as the villainous wraith Noob Saibot and continues to wreak havoc under this dark persona to this day.
Mother would be so proud.
Shifting gears away from an established name in the Mortal Kombat universe, the film's trailer also introduces a fresh face to spruce up the decades-old roster of combatants. Cole Young, played by Lewis Tan, is a down-on-his-luck yet experienced cage fighter who's called to join the legendary Mortal Kombat tournament courtesy of the mysterious dragon-shaped birthmark on his chest. Cole is framed as the film's main protagonist, and only enters a competition to protect his loved ones, making him Mortal Kombat's emotional core. McQuoid explained to IGN why he and his team felt the need to include Cole Young in the Mortal Kombat reboot, saying, "We felt it was okay to bring in a new character, given that Mortal Kombat has, over the years, introduced new characters quite a bit." He reassured everyone that Cole doesn't detract from the slew of legacy characters. McQuoid also expanded on the newcomer's function as a storytelling device, and how it should affect viewers who haven't stepped into the Mortal Kombat world before, adding, "As Cole learns, the audience learns, and it helps us bring in those fresh sets of eyes." A long-standing aspect of the Mortal Kombat mythos is a diverse range of realms, and the frequent universe-altering conflicts between their inhabitants. Locations like Netherrealm, Chaos Realm, Earthrealm, and more have hosted many of the canon's brutal wars. And the upcoming film doesn't have any desire to hide their existence. In the Mortal Kombat trailer, fans catch a brief glimpse of Outworld, a realm governed by Shao Kahn. The footage shows the character Melina walking through the land, appearing to be a realistic take on the barren yet mountainous wasteland gamers have come to recognize. Whether or not any other realms will appear in Mortal Kombat is up for debate, but it's surely a possibility. Speaking to IGN about what went into bringing Outworld to life for his Mortal Kombat adaptation, McQuoid revealed that he, quote, "wanted to bring a realism and an authenticity and a non-VFX feel to these unreal worlds." To do so, the director and his team managed to find an area on Earth that fit the look and feel of the famous fantasy location. The director explained, "We shot this in a disused coal mine in the middle of Australia." He also cited how important it was to express the legitimacy of Outworld's aesthetic and how surprisingly few digital enhancements were needed to bring it to life. For the majority of the Mortal Kombat trailer, franchise favorite Sonya Blade provides narration over various clips. During her narration, she brings up an ancient legend about a tournament of champions that urges the selected participants to fight in the name of Mortal Kombat. In the games, the event was created to ensure Outworld's power didn't grow too strong, begging the questions. Is the realm once again threatening the sanctity of the cosmos? And if so, who will bravely attempt to stop it? To answer the first question, the trailer for 2021's Mortal Kombat provides a couple of hints as to who could be responsible for the takeover. Outworld's ruler Shao Kahn isn't shown in the flesh, but a statue of him makes a cameo in the trailer. Beyond Shao Kahn, the very much alive Shang Tsung, accompanied by his four-armed champion Goro, is a logical pick. The soul-stealing warlock is no stranger to stirring up trouble in the MK universe, becoming one of its most nefarious villains over the years.
And now a taste of things to come.
Of course, what would the forces of evil be without the forces of good to oppose them? The trailer also features a handful of other iconic Mortal Kombat characters who will also join the fray to varying degrees. About halfway through the Mortal Kombat movie trailer, Earthrealm's champions are introduced in small vignettes accompanied by voiceovers. There's Sonya Blade, Liu Kang, Jax, and of course Kano, who has a long, bitter rivalry with Sonya and is usually a villain in the Mortal Kombat universe.
This little baby brings back memories now, doesn't it?
What, you used it to knife your mother in the back?
But in the forthcoming film, Kano is now a sort of good guy. Kano doesn't introduce himself like the others do. Instead, Sonya does the job in voiceover while viewers see footage of Kano shooting a red laser out of one of his eyes. It lasts for only a couple of seconds, but Kano's laser eye holds a lot of weight in the Mortal Kombat world. In the games, Kano is usually depicted as having a partial metal faceplate that covers one of his eyes. He had the faceplate implanted as a cybernetic enhancement following an injury Jax inflicted upon him before the start of the Mortal Kombat game series, and it's outfitted with an infrared laser over his eye, allowing him to do some serious damage when battling his opponents. The new movie version of Kano doesn't have the faceplate, but does have the laser eye, which suggests that this ability didn't come about the same way. Plus, considering Kano is also being portrayed as an anti-hero in 2021's Mortal Kombat film, it's even more unlikely that he gained his laser beam shooting eye after getting into a fight with Jax. Fans will just have to wait to see the movie themselves to learn what Kano's new cinematic backstory will be. Maybe he and the good guys will all be friends. Closer to the end of the film's trailer, Liu Kang is seen summoning balls of fire to his hands, letting out a determined battle scream before he slams his hand down and lets a trail of fire snake its way across the ground in front of him until it grows into a massive flaming dragon. Video game fans will recognize this as a take on Liu Kang's dragon form, one of his signature moves in the franchise. In Mortal Kombat 11, it comes as a fatal blow, which sees a flaming dragon appear behind his opponent. But more often, Liu Kang himself morphs into a giant dragon to finish off his opponents. There have been several variations of Liu Kang's Dragon Bite fatality over the years, from a simple green dragon that chomps torsos to a black-scaled recreation of the iconic Mortal Kombat symbol itself. Whatever form this power takes in the movie, one thing's for sure, it's going to be unique. In some of the Mortal Kombat trailer's most exciting moments, we're treated to a condensed version of Hanzo Hasashi's metamorphosis into Scorpion. He's first shown slinging around his trusty kunai for the first time, taking out a horde of bad guys in the woods. The next time viewers see him, he's engulfed in his signature Hellfire and donning his samurai-inspired armor, ready for battle against his arch-enemy Sub-Zero. The trailer includes a snippet of their clash, including the utterance of Scorpion's most famous line.
Get over here!
Considering that he's one of MK's tentpole figures, getting Scorpion right in live action was of the utmost importance to McQuoid. That included sticking the landing with his origin and transformation, which the director hoped to chronicle throughout the movie. McQuoid told IGN, "What I wanted to do was literally show Scorpion being born, and the ingredients and how he comes about." The director went on to discuss the opening fight sequence featuring Hasashi. He described it as, quote, brutal and nasty, and based on the clips from the trailer, that assessment isn't too far off. It's no secret that the Mortal Kombat video games aren't for the faint of heart. They're gory, gruesome, and sometimes cringeworthy, and that reputation doesn't come from simple side-scrolling punches and kicks. Fatalities, moves unique to each character that spotlight mutilating match-ending animations, are a bloody staple of the IP. Given their cinematic nature, it should come as no surprise that they're included in the upcoming Mortal Kombat movie. McQuoid told IGN that fatalities were always going to be a part of the movie, confirming that everyone involved in the making of Mortal Kombat was on board with their inclusion from the top down. Even still, he admitted, "There's certainly restrictions on what you can do, and some of the restrictions are sort of strange and surprising, and some of them are kind of obvious." The director noted that the goal was to, quote, push it to the limit, but he didn't want to include such graphic scenes without necessary context or story weight to them. From fan-favorite characters to recognizable locales, the Mortal Kombat trailer has it all. If nothing else, at least it gives everyone multiple points to speculate on in the weeks before the film opens to the public. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Looper videos about your favorite movies are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.